Human change is often framed as a battle of character. We tell ourselves, I must try harder. I must be more disciplined. I must become stronger. These statements contain partial truth, but incomplete understanding. Behavior does not arise in isolation. It emerges from interaction between intention and environment. If the system supports the behavior, action becomes easier. If the system resists it, action becomes harder. This is not philosophy, it is structure. Motivation feels important because it is emotionally vivid. When we are motivated, action seems natural. When we are not, action seems impossible. The problem is variability. Motivation rises and falls. They cannot be relied upon as the foundation of behavior. Systems, by contrast, are stable. If a system does not require daily emotional energy, it operates according to its design. For example, a person who wants to exercise but relies on spontaneous effort, and a person who schedules exercise and removes friction from attendance. The second scenario produces high probability of success, not because the individual is superior, but because the structure supports the outcome. Yeah. Willpower is real but finite. Research in behavioral science demonstrates that cognitive resources deplete throughout the day. Decision fatigue reduces the quality of choices. Self-control becomes harder as mental energy declines. If every good decision requires heroic effort, failure is predictable. Systems reduce the need for heroism. They create environments where desirable actions become default. For example, placing healthy food within reach, removing distracting stimuli during focused work, designing routines that require minimal decision making. These interventions are small, but their impact can be large. Right? Behavior follows friction. High friction behaviors are difficult. Low friction behaviors are easy. If you want to exercise, but your gym is far away and your clothes are disorganized, friction increases. If your gym bag is packed and located near the door, friction decreases. Neither scenario changes your intelligence of worth, they change probability. Design is the art of probability, right? Understanding systems does not eliminate responsibility. You still choose, you still act, you still grow. The insight is not excuse, it is empowerment. If behavior is influenced by structure, structure becomes a lever. You can move the lever. Small changes accumulate. A single routine repeated daily, a single distraction removed, a single environment optimized for focus. And over time, these choices create momentum. Growth becomes sustainable. And if you want to design better systems, we need to reduce decision fatigue, automate routines, prepare in advance, limit unnecessary choices. Increase friction for unwanted behaviors, remove temptations, create obstacles for automatic habits, decrease friction for desired behaviors, make resources accessible, lower the barriers to action, and design your environments carefully. Spaces that influence behavior that's positive. Your structure matters. Where you place it, how you place it, design is really important. These principles are mechanical, they require application, and understanding alone is insufficient. Application is where the results can come. So, to conclude, human development is not a test of moral worth, it is a process of learning and design. Systems shape behavior, behavior shapes outcomes, and outcomes shape possibility. If you want different results, examine your process, examine the structure, examine and do an analysis on your system. Don't blame yourself doing this. It's not to blame yourself negatively. It's to improve your design, your structure, your systems. Growth is achievable. It requires understanding. It requires analysis. It requires redesigning if what your current processes are doing are not helping you achieve your goal. Removing what is unnecessary, redundant, negative, replacing it with something that's better to help you achieve the goal. Because how you do something is the result that you get. A simple analogy is the structure of a system, which is input, process, output. How you do that process determines your output, right? So we will continue exploring these ideas, not as abstract theory, but as practical tools for living a better life, right? And before we end, I would like to give an example um, that I think many people relate when it comes to, daily life. For example, your wardrobe, um, we all wear clothes and it's a basic necessity. It's absolutely needed. And, you know, there's many process that goes into it. You have to, well, first of all, have clothes. You don't have to purchase clothes or get it for free or whatever. And those clothes you have to process them. Like you have to take care of them. You have to fold them and whatnot. But most people don't really do it that well. If they have work to go to an office space, or do they have to attend an event, or they have an appointment or whatever, and they have to leave the house and get dressed, um, they may not have the clothes ready. You have to go work out, but you don't wear proper fitness gear. And whilst I understand that some people may not have accessibility to these things, that's all right. But my point is, it's the system itself, the structure. There's a reason why Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg, well, back then, dressed the same clothes every day. It's to decrease the amount of decisions they have to make at the start of the day, because their day will be full of decisions, especially with them being at the top, making executive decisions, right? And so my point is, if we have a fragmented structure of our wardrobe system, the process is there, the result will reflect that. Maybe you have to get dressed for an event, but you don't have your clothes readily uh, ironed and pressed and hung for you to quickly access it, right? But there's a process, for example, to overcome this. For example, you need to start off with, laundry. You have to wash your clothes, you have to dry your clothes. And then from there, you move on to categorizing it, organizing it according to the type of clothes it is. And then from there, you iron your clothes, you press it, make it look nice and neat and tidy. And then you either fold it and store it if it's not, something that you quickly access every day, or if it's like office clothes in the morning or school clothes or whatever, you can hang it and quickly access it, and you want to separate it properly, like um, ties, handkerchiefs, undershirt, underwear, um, and separate that from um, daily clothes and all that stuff, so that whenever I need socks, I can find that in this drawer which has my ties, which has my you know underwear and whatnot, and so that becomes easier in your life. So that's the beauty of systems design. The purpose of system and structure is to improve your productivity. It's meant to help you and increase your results and whatnot, right? And so we all have systems. Life is made up of systems, and so we have to see in our lives what systems are not proper, and we can already see that in the results, right? And from there, we can reverse engineer it to see the processes, and we can analyze what is not working, and we can refine it. We can make it better, and therefore the result will improve as well. So that's an example of everyday systems and redesigning it and whatnot, right? Thank you so much.